To get started on these awesome flextangles, I want you to take a look at drawing in pencil with those little tick marks at the bottom of each diamond. Now this is me in fast forward. You're not seeing the regular pace, but it took me a while to figure out what design and what kind of placement that I wanted to put where. I'm watching those tick marks very, very carefully when I start drawing out my design so that each letter of the X or each curve of my pencil touches those sections of the X. It looked kind of boring to me, so I added on a few more polka dots and a few more designs. Now let's go on into the coloring step. When you color, I suggest using colored pencils or crayons. I would not use markers for this whole project. You can use markers, there's a place and a time for that, but think about what markers do to paper. Markers are going to be wet and juicy, so that makes the strength or the toughness of the paper not as strong. And so I'm using a dry material like crayons or colored pencils when I do the base color of my project. You can use markers to make some designs stand out or to emphasize some of your designs, but really when you're coloring, I want you to think about using a dry material to do your coloring. The other thing that you might want to start thinking about when you're coloring your items is that use multiple different colors into each strip. So notice that letter A in the on the left corner. All of my A triangles look the same. They're the same color, they're the same design, with maybe only a few variations. Now you'll notice when I'm doing the stripes onto letters B going all the way across, I tried to keep, again, using the same color combination going throughout and then varying my colors as I put it into my project. Notice the top or the triangular part, the very top of the triangle, or actually I should say the sides of the triangle, are all colors that match. So like notice when I'm doing my grays, the top or the right side of the triangle, all of the gray sections match. When I move into the orange, it doesn't really matter for the middle section, but it does matter when you're doing the base or the top triangular parts of your triangle. So just kind of keep that in mind when you decide what colors you're putting where. And again, just keep using the same colors all the way across your triangular shapes. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my markers, and again, you'll see me just outlining, putting a little bit of emphasis or a few more designs if I felt like my crayons were too boring. This project is really cool, so when you're doing your coloring, let's make sure that we're using our time to make this project stand out and be really cool and fun to look at. Now that I'm done, I'm going to save my directions that are posted at the bottom and cut out my design. Don't cut off the end tabs. We're going to need those for this project too. Okay, so save your tabs, save your directions. We're going to be referring back to those directions in our next class time. Thanks, everybody.